Hi, darlings. Welcome to another day. So today we're going to do a collab video. Now I'm seeing these tag videos go all over the internet, all over YouTube right now. So I wanted to do a tag video. So this is a collab with Alicia Budget Beauty. Check out her channel. I will link her video below. But we're going to answer some questions today while I do the rest of my face makeup here. And let's just do it. So let's look, what's question number 1? I have them written down because I am still kind of analog that way. So I have them on paper. So what makeup brand did you try this year that caught you by surprise? Let's think about that for a second. Let's see, what makeup brand did I try this year that caught me by surprise? I thought I was gonna love a lot of the brands that I've tried this year, because I've stalked them for a while online, but I didn't think I was gonna like Melt Cosmetics as much as I do, just because I've heard such mixed things about them. So Melt Cosmetics, like had some some of their palettes, everybody was like patchy or it was great or whatever. But it was really mixed, and I didn't think I was going to like their products as much as I have liked them. So that caught me kind of off guard. And also Charlotte Tilbury, because it's expensive, and I kind of looked down at it. And I was like, it's overpriced for what it is. It's blah, blah, blah. But I really like her powders, like her bronzer and her setting powders. I really like those. So yeah, those two brands, Melt and Charlotte Tilbury, actually caught me off guard because I didn't think I was going to like them as much as I did. And they make me feel like, Charlotte Tilbury makes me feel bougie when I use it. But yeah, so those are the two, I think. All right, what trend did you say no to? And I'll put these questions below, like as pop-ups. So what trend did you say no to in 2022? I have said no to the obscene amount of blush on the nose. I don't like the snowburned or like the like super sunburned aesthetic. That is not me. I have had one too many sunburns to look at that trend and go, this is what I want to do. So yeah, I'm saying no to the sunburned nose, to that like big red Rudolph nose. That is not my aesthetic. So probably the trend I've liked most, which is just a bonus question. I really love the Siren Eyes thing that people have done this year. I think it's beautiful. I don't do it very often, but I really like seeing it. It's beautiful. So, just as a side note. Okay, question number 3. Knowing what you know now, if you could get your money back on one product, what would it be? Oh, this is fun. My Jeffree Star Cosmetics eyeshadow palettes, hands down, for a number of reasons. Not just the fact that he's, knowingly a terrible human being. Let's just cast that aside. The product quality, this is a terrible sponge. I don't even know who this is by, but whatever, this is a terrible sponge. Sorry. My Jeffree Star Cosmetics eyeshadow palettes, I feel like they're overrated for how much they cost. I feel like they're really overrated. And I just don't feel like they were actually worth the money, if that makes sense. I've tried indie brand makeup this year. I've tried a lot of indie brand makeup this year. And knowing what I know now, I would just get I would get a Glam Light palette, or I would get, just a different brand that has like a better formula. Because I just don't feel like for the cost, controversy aside, for the cost, I don't feel like his palettes are my favorite. I don't love the formula, and I would just go with something different. Honestly, I'd rather get ColourPop palettes. Like, I know that's like, I don't know. That's what I would do. Okay, let's see. Number 4, what is my favorite purchase of 2022 in any category? Ooh. That's a hard question. That's a really hard question. I guess I should have thought about this beforehand. Let's see. Favorite purchase of 2022. Probably. No, I can't just say, like, I can't lump them together. Oh, that's so hard. Probably my Blend Bunny brushes. And I would keep thinking to myself, oh, it has to be a big purchase. It has to this. Actually, no. You know what? My Blend Bunny brushes, I use these almost every makeup look that I want to do. I use these. They work beautifully on my eyes. They're not very expensive. And frankly, I always reach for, when they're dirty, I want to reach for them. When they're dirty, I want to clean them and I want to use them again. So I'm going to say my favorite purchase in any category is probably my Blend Bunny, my Blend Bunny brushes. It's such a mouthful. I can't say that. I'm not great about that. Okay, so my Blend Bunny brushes, yes, those. That's what I would say is my favorite purchase of 2022. Absolutely. Okay, let's see. What's one product that you passed on that you wish you'd bought? This one's easy for me. This is so easy for me. The Kaleidos Club Nebula palette, the Angelica Nyqvist, her collab palette with Kaleidos. I have such FOMO because of that palette. I missed out on it. I didn't find out about the brand until like later in the year. And I kept seeing that palette and I didn't know what it was. And oops, excuse me, I bumped and stuff. I kept seeing that palette. I didn't know what it was. And I was looking around and I took too long to decide to buy it. So when I found out what it was, there was like a small window where I could have bought it because it was still available. And I didn't buy it. And I regret that because I love that color story. And I found myself, I should say, over the course of the rest of the year, I found myself trying to fill in the void that palette would have filled in my collection. I bought other palettes. If I had bought that palette, I would not have entertained the Shroud Cosmetics Batty Bean palette, which don't get me wrong, like that collab palette, I love Batty Bean, but the color story, like, and the quality on that palette is not my favorite. And I would rather have had the Kaleidos Club Nebula palette, especially since Kaleidos has not put out any large format palettes since Flower Punk. So, you know, those are all things that I'm factoring in here because I would rather just have had the Kaleidos Club Nebula. So that's an easy question for me to answer. We are doing a get ready with me. In case you didn't notice, I already did my eyes because I was just fucking around playing with sparkles and color because I like to play with my makeup. I like to experiment and I don't make a lot of time for it. So I just thought it would be fun. And yeah, I feel a bit like an Amanita mushroom and I love that about myself. Like I do, I love that. Number 6, what category in your collection grew the most this year? That's so easy too. That would be blushes. I bought an obscene amount of blushes this year. I bought cream blushes. Hold on. I bought cream blushes. I bought powdered blushes. I bought blushes. Way too many blushes this year. Like way too many blushes. If you saw my blush declutter, like I got rid of a lot of blushes, but I still have a lot of blushes. But I bought so many blushes this year. And do I have regrets? I don't have a lot of blush regret. Is that a thing? But yeah, I bought too many blushes. That category expanded. That category in my collection more than tripled this year. Because I added cream products like cream blushes. I added powdered blushes. All kinds of brands that I had never tried previously that, you know, I've been curious about. I 100% added them to my collection. I don't regret adding blushes, but I wouldn't have gone so ham. I probably would have done more research and like found things that I think would have been a better fit instead of just trying. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I have that impulsivity where I'll just buy something just to try it. But I would probably do a little bit more research after having to declutter so many. I would do a bit more research to see what I liked, you know? Okay, number 7. What brands would you most like to collab with? Or what would be your dream collab as a consumer? Okay, I'm going to answer both of these questions. And here's why, because I actually have thoughts about this. If I had a dream collab for me, I think I would most, and here's why. I think I would most like to collab with Nomad Cosmetics, closely followed by Oden's Eye. But I would most like to collab with Nomad Cosmetics because I don't see them really doing collabs. And I would love to be like one of like those first, you know what I mean? Like those first people to do it. Because I feel like I really like their formula and you can do a lot, even with the existing color stories that they have, there's a lot that you could do there. So if I was going to dream collab with a creator, I think Nomad would be my number 1. And then Oden's Eye would be a really close second because I like Oden's Eye's palette, like their arrangement, and their pan size is better than Nomad. But I like Nomad's formula just a little bit more. I don't know, with these new Oden's Eye formulas they keep coming out with, that might change. Now, dream collab. Who would I like to see or what would I like to see in a collab? I would really like to see an actual brand collab, like not just a creator, but like a brand. I would like to see a Legend of Zelda collab because I love Legend of Zelda. I'm a stan for Legend of Zelda. I have played pretty much every game in the franchise. It's been like an ongoing love in my life. So I would love to see a Legend of Zelda, not like a mediocre one. I'm talking about like a 16 pan, right? Like almost a Beauty Bay format. So I would like to see a Legend of Zelda collab, and I would like to see not a ColourPop Legend of Zelda collab, okay? Not even Game Beauty, because I hear mixed things about their formula. I want to see a Legend of Zelda collab with like a really good quality indie brand. Like, like an Oden's Eye or a Nomad or a, even a smaller indie brand, like maybe Simply Posh or Terra Moons. Oh my God, can you imagine a Terra Moons Legend of Zelda collab? The possibilities. Oh, that's what I would like to see. As a consumer, I would love to see that. Now, a more likely brand collab that I could see is I could see Kingdom Hearts being a collab because it's a Disney brand. So I also love Kingdom Hearts. I've over and over again, I've played these games, but I've never seen a collab with Kingdom Hearts. And I think that a Kingdom Hearts collab is more likely because it branches into Final Fantasy territory. It branches into Disney territory. So I think it's more likely that we'll see that as a collab eventually. You know, if they end up releasing another game, then I could see that happening. But I haven't seen a Legend of Zelda collab yet that I think is good, you know? So, well, I've seen like some off-brand Legend of Zelda collabs, but I want to see an official Nintendo licensed Legend of Zelda collab. That's what I want. And as for creators, who would I like to see? I would like to see, because I know like Angelica Nyqvist, I love her collabs. She's done some beautiful color stories. Same thing goes for Heather Austin. She's done some beautiful color stories. I would like to see an Annette's Makeup Corner collab with, let's see, who do I think it would be, she would be good with? Because I like her choices in color stories too. I know she already did one with Oden's Eye. I missed out on that palette. I wish I hadn't, but oh God, I don't know. It's tough because I would like her to do it with like Ainsley Rain or something like that, you know, like a smaller with really vibrant shimmers because she really likes vibrant shimmers. And they would have to have a beautiful matte. That's why I just keep going back to Terra Moons, but I know I can't have everyone do a collab with Terra Moons. But that would make me pull the trigger and buy. It would. So, there. I said it. Question number 8. How have your makeup preferences changed this year? I definitely use more blush, and I definitely like a little bit more coverage in my foundation. I am getting older, so I'm 36. And this year I've noticed especially, like, I have rosacea on my cheeks, and sometimes really pokes through, sometimes it's not as bad. But this year I noticed especially that I like to kind of hide my rosacea a little bit more because I like to put blush on. So I'm like removing pink to put strategic pink on, if that makes sense. So I definitely like a little bit more coverage than I used to. And I definitely like using a primer. I never used to, but I do enjoy a primer now just because I notice my skin just needs that extra little bit. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what? I just realized I never set my concealer. It's not creasy though, so maybe I won't. It's kind of gray and dark today, so maybe I won't. As a makeup consumer, what would you say are the most important things you look for in a new release? Tricky. Okay, so in terms of merchandising, because I was a grocery manager for a Southern grocery chain, and I was in management for like 5 years, but I look for color story, I look for cohesiveness in the collection. I look for packaging because I don't like flimsy packaging. If I'm paying good money for a new release, I want it to have good packaging. Color story, but I think the most important thing is formula of the product. In all honesty, the most important thing for me as a consumer would be the quality of the product itself. So closely second with that is color story cohesiveness, especially in eyeshadow. And then third would be packaging. And the reason for that is if your color story is not cohesive, it's not going to be a standalone palette, and I prefer standalone palettes. If your formula is crap, that when I go to use it, then I'm not going to enjoy using it. And 3, if the packaging is not eye-catching and is flimsy, then it makes the formula inside appear to be less than, if that makes sense. So, but yeah, those are what I look for generally as a new release. I really dislike it when brands like Makeup Revolution or like ColourPop, you know, ColourPop's way better than Makeup Revolution or even Profusion. They don't always make sure, let me get my chicken cutlet down here. They don't always make sure that their collabs are cohesive, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Because if there's too much, then you're not actually doing a good job on any of it. You know? I don't know. That's just me. Okay. Oh, this is the last question. Last question. Ooh, what's one lesson learned this year that you wish you'd known sooner? Oh, let's see. Technique-wise, what are we talking here? Technique-wise, oh, this is Tower 28 lip gloss. I'm trying to finish this. I'm probably the only person in the world that does not love this lip gloss formula. It's just okay. Let's see. I totally got it on my teeth. Joy. I wish that, because if I'm taking the year as a whole, I wish that I'd learned how to do eyeshadow for my eye shape by experimenting without feeling guilty for experimenting. So when I first started doing makeup and I would do like an eyeshadow look, I would get really frustrated because I didn't know how to make certain looks work for my eye shape or work for the, you know, the bone structure of my face or whatever. And I just would put off trying them. Even though they could have been beautiful, I just wouldn't do it because I didn't feel confident doing it. So if I had one lesson that I've learned this year is just to fucking go for it. Just to do it. Because it's just makeup. It washes off. It's not that big of a deal. And previously I had it like wrapped up in my head that, oh, if I don't have that exact palette, if I don't have those exact colors, if I don't have that exact liner, I can't do it. And it's like, no. Just fucking do it with what you have. Experiment, play. It's okay to play with your makeup. It's okay to put makeup on your face and absolutely hate what you put on and take it off. That's okay. And I wish I had learned that sooner, because that would have really helped me in my makeup journey. Be more adventurous and play more with color. Yeah, that's 100%. And we'll do another video on eyeshadow tips and things I wish I had learned beforehand, because I feel like that's a whole video in itself. But friends, those were the questions today, and I will make sure that when I edit this, I put them up, on the bottom. So hopefully I did that and I didn't procrastinate. But I love your beautiful faces. Thank you so much for being here. I would love it if you did these exact same questions, make a video, post it to your page, tag me at She Loves the Sparkle. I'll put it right here on the bottom of the screen so that you have it. At She Loves the Sparkle. I want to see your answers to these questions. I love it when people do this kind of stuff. Tag me. And if you're seeing this, if this is the last video you see right before the Christmas holidays, happy Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, solstice, like whatever you're practicing. If you're not practicing anything at all, I hope you have a beautiful winter season. And yeah, I will catch you on the next one. And please tag me. I'd love to see it. Check out Alicia Budget Beauty. She does like shopping haul videos and makeup looks and palette reviews. And if you like my stuff, you'll probably like her stuff. So she is just a fabulous human being, and I'm really grateful to know her. So thank you for doing this collab with me, Alicia. And please make your own video. Let me see what you say. Okay, love your faces. Bye.